Hello children, it's Grandma Carla with more of Stories of the Pilgrims. And we've been learning a lot about what really happened in the Pilgrim colonies here. Trouble with the Indians. Many years had passed since the colonists first landed in New England. All this time they had lived in peace with the Indians. The Indians often came to the villages to trade with the settlers. They came to their houses, and many of them learned to speak a little English. But the Indians were not all so friendly as Samoset, Squanto, and Massasoit. Many of them hated the white men and would have killed them if they had dared. "See their cattle in our meadows," they said. "They cut down our forest, and the deer no longer feed here," said others. "They are not your forest and fields now," said Massasoit. "You sold them to the white man." The Indians did not care for money. It was not pretty. They liked bright beads and shining buttons better. They liked English knives and red blankets. But after a while, the beads were lost and the blankets were worn out. The land which they had given for them did not wear out or get lost. The Indians looked at the rich farms. Then they looked at their broken knives and ragged blankets. "The palefaces have cheated us," they cried to their chief. "Let us make war upon them. Let us drive them out from our land." But Massasoit never forgot the promise that he had made to the white men so long ago. "They are our brothers," he said. "We will not harm them. Have you forgotten how they came to my lodge when I might have died? They have made schools for you. They have cared for you when you were sick. They have paid you what you asked for your land. They have kept their promise to us. We will keep our promise to them." So as long as good Massasoit lived, the Indians made the Pilgrims no trouble. He was a great chief, and many tribes obeyed him. But at last, a sad day came when Massasoit lay still in his wigwam. His friends, the Englishmen, stood around him, but they could not help him now. The great chief was dead. After Massasoit's death, his oldest son became chief. He was not very friendly toward the settlers. It was nearly 50 years since the Pilgrims had founded Plymouth. In that time, thousands of Englishmen had come to New England, and there were also colonists from France, Holland, and other countries. Most of these people had come to gain wealth. They wanted the lands that the Indians owned, and often fought for them instead of paying for them. Often they were unjust, and in many ways very cruel to the Indians. One day the new chief went to Plymouth to talk the matter over with his father's old friends. While he was there, he became very ill. The colonists took care of him and tried to make him well, but in a few days he died. After his death, his younger brother Philip became chief. He hated all settlers and wished to be rid of them. He believed they had killed his brother at Plymouth, and this made him hate them all the more. So he sent word to many other tribes saying that he was going to make war upon the settlers and asking them to join him. "We are stronger than the settlers now," said he, "and if we all join in this war, we can easily kill or drive them all out of the country." Swift Indian runners carried the message to the chiefs of other tribes, but they had seen how cruelly the white men punished the Indians who tried to harm them, and they were afraid. One band of Indians had tried to kill the people of a little town not far from Plymouth, and the white men had destroyed the whole tribe. So the chiefs of the other tribes told Philip that they would not join his war. But Philip believed that his tribes alone were strong enough to drive out the colonists, and a terrible war was begun, which we call King Philip's War. The Indians never came out in open battle to fight like the soldiers. They usually hid in the forest near some village until night, when the people were quietly sleeping. Then with terrible whoops and yells, they swept down upon it, burning the houses and killing as many people as they could. Near King Philip's home was the little village of Swansea, and the chief decided that this would be the first town to be destroyed. From their hiding place in the forest, the Indians watched for a good chance to make an attack. One Sunday morning, when all the people of Swansea were at church, Philip said, "This is a good time to get rid of these people. We will kill them all at once when they come out of the meeting house." When the service was over, the people came out, never dreaming of the dreadful trouble awaiting them. Suddenly, the air rang with the yells of savages, and King Philip and his followers fell upon them. When the sun set that day, the pretty village was in ashes, and the streets were strewn with the dead and the dying. Sometimes a small band of Indians went into the country where there were little farms far from any town. They watched a cabin until they saw the men of the family go into the field to work, and then, slipping up into the house, they would kill or steal the women and children and set fire to the cottage. And this is a picture of the Indians coming upon the pilgrims when they were unaware. And there they are coming upon them. But the Indians did not always succeed in their cruel work of destroying homes. Many lives and many homes were saved by the quick wits and the brave hearts of the boys and the girls, as well as of the older people. In the following pages, we will read about the experiences of some of the children in those early days so full of danger. Why were the fields and forests no longer the property of the Indians? Why did the Indians think the Englishmen had cheated them? Why did Massasoit say the Indians should keep their promises? What were the names of Massasoit's sons? What was the name of the war against the Pilgrims? And what was the name of the village that King Philip attacked? I hope you're enjoying this story. This is Grandma Carla, and I hope that you will subscribe and like my channel. I love you.